Jesus upholds for his disciples the example of a child who is innocent and open and is hardly afraid to say anything at all. Maybe we have been the object of a child's blunt honesty in light of something that would not have otherwise been said in polite company. But yet there is something about children that is inherent in all of us as we grow, or at least until we learn to curb that desire, is the notion that whatever I have is somehow not quite good enough. I might have the best toy available, but if I see someone next to me with a different toy or something new, I immediately want to reach out and take it as mine. I want to have it for my own. It is amazing to watch children, how we teach them over and over again to move against that inclination towards selfishness and invite them to share. There is something deep in the heart of us that does not want to share, that somehow feels we will lose out or we will have less than. Certainly, as we look to others, we might be concerned that they have more than we have. As we grow to adulthood, that becomes the root and the cause of the challenges before us, as marked out in the letter of James. There is jealousy, there is envy, there is distrust, somehow thinking that others have more than I have, or have somehow fared better than I have. And yet the challenge in all of this is for us to take a good, deep, hard look at our lives and be able to see the blessings that God has given us. Are they the same as our neighbor? No. Are they everything that we would want for ourselves? Usually not. But somehow our God has a way of providing for us in ways that we can't anticipate, that we don't fully understand, and aren't always able to appreciate. As we deal with illness and suffering and challenges in our lives, we might be tempted to say, why me? Why do I have to endure? How must I struggle through this? And yet we might miss the blessing of family and friends and those around us who assist us in our times of need, in our times of sickness, in our times of challenge. Being able to see those blessings in the midst of all that is recognizing God's goodness to us. Something that we can't control, something that we can't always understand, but that we can appreciate if we allow the power of God's grace and God's Spirit to enter into our lives, to open up that vision of our hearts, to open up our minds to what God desires for each of us. As Jesus recognizes and calls out to those disciples, their role and their position is not about who's first, but who will be at the service of others. Who is willing to share the heart of who they are, the gifts that they have, the resources with which they have been blessed, so that others might benefit and grow to share in that same goodness of God. May we share freely what God has given us, holding nothing for ourselves, as our God has held nothing for himself, but gives to himself freely to us in the Eucharist this day. May Christ's body and blood allow us to see that we have treasures beyond all price, a treasure we are called to share with the world around us.